All right, you guys, this is Who Was Dr. Seuss, Chapter 4, What I Saw on Mulberry Street. An editor at Viking Books saw the Flit advertisements and hired Ted to illustrate a book of mistakes made by school children. So Ted found himself drawing pictures for silly quotations like, Benjamin Franklin produced electricity by rubbing cats backward. The book was published in 1931. To Ted's surprise, it became a big hit, and Viking signed him up to do a sequel. Ted soon realized he'd make more money if he wrote and illustrated his own books. He began looking for the perfect subject for his first book. In 1936, Ted and Helen took a trip to Europe. On the ship ride home, he scribbled picture book ideas in his notebook. Ideas like a stupid horse and wagon and flying cat pulling Viking ship. Nothing seemed quite right. Meanwhile, the throbbing noise of the ship's engines was driving him crazy. He started fitting words to it, and suddenly he found himself chanting, "And that is a story that no one can beat, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street." And there was his story, a little boy walking home on Mulberry Street, a main street in Ted's hometown. Looks for something interesting to tell his father about. All he can see is a plain horse and wagon, but by the time he reaches his house, he has turned the horse and wagon into a whole circus parade with blue elephants and a brass band. All the rhymes in Dr. Seuss's books bounce along so naturally that people think they must have been easy to write. But Ted worked hard. "I know my stuff looks like it was all rattled off in 28 seconds, he complained, but every word is a struggle. For one picture book, he might write and tear up 500 or even 1,000 pages. Finally, Ted was happy with "And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street." He started sending it to publishers, and they all rejected it. Most editors found it just too different. They thought the verse was rough and silly. Worst of all, it didn't have a moral. It wouldn't help children behave better. "What's wrong with kids having fun with reading without being preached at?" Ted yelled. Ted was about to give up when he ran into another Dartmouth friend. Marshall McClintock had just that day become the children's book editor for Vanguard Press. Vanguard often published books that were different, and they were delighted with the book and immediately said yes. Ted was so grateful he named the hero in the book Marco after McClintock's son. And next time we'll read Chapter 5, An Elephant Up a Tree.